Hey there, this is Ender here. I want to make a video, okay? And this video is going to be special to me, because this is the current state of Dead by Daylight and how it's doing right now. Currently, as I am recording this and editing this, it is July the 30th, 2025. Dead by Daylight, during its midway, it's like halfway right now. Behavior is halfway with making, better changes overall for the game, like health updates and stuff like that. We are halfway there right now. And Dead by Daylight, it is probably in its most buggiest state ever since 2020 when the twins were released. And I can't believe I'm saying that because this game is in its worst state I have ever seen. There is so many bugs. There's so many game-breaking glitches. Like, for example, you can't start chases, you can't do this, and that. I could be sitting here for an hour right now talking about the amount of shit that is going on in Dead by Daylight and why, even though I'm a small content creator, I want to make Dead by Daylight videos, but I literally can't because of the shitty state Dead by Daylight is in and how it makes me feel. So I just rather, play other games and stuff like that because why would I bother with a shitty-ass game like this? Like, genuinely, Behavior is like doing such a horrible job taking care of the game right now. So many people during the Walking Dead PTP try to warn Behavior about the bugs and stuff like that, and they didn't fix shit. The night is just horrible now. Whenever you play Xenomorph, for some reason, on the bottom left of your earphone, it is extremely loud. And not even just that, but when you're playing like a killer like Xenomorph, you can see Freddy Krueger's, yeah, that's right, Freddy Krueger's dream palettes for some reason. I don't fucking know why. There is audio glitches going on the Survivor side, and the fog vials is just what makes it worse because I don't know why, but the fog vials, I think that's what they're called, the new items for Survivors, are so bad. I'm gonna be honest. They are a horrible experience. I don't like them on Killer or Survivor side. I don't like it at all. It is a terrible experience. Mainly just because it has infinite uses, okay? And honestly, bro, it's like, it's so bad. Okay, it is genuinely just so bad right now in Dead by Daylight. And I thought I'd make a video just stating about the health of Dead by Daylight. Some content creators have already came out and mentioned the current state of Dead by Daylight ever since The Walking Dead dropped into Dead by Daylight because it's in the most buggiest state I think I've ever seen it. There is probably a list of 100 bugs, and that's not even that's just me being nice because there's probably about 200 bugs realistically speaking. And I know this old joke saying, "Oh, this is Bug by Daylight." What do you expect, Ender? Of course, there's gonna be a bunch of bugs in Dead by Daylight. But here's the thing: when people mention there is a bunch of bugs in a PTB, by the way, a PTB, which means we're supposed to test stuff. It's a test public build, okay? We're supposed to test stuff. And when people give feedback and tell you that there's something wrong, and you do absolutely nothing about it, and you just sit there and just release it anyway as it is, and it's terrible, dude. It's so bad. This is so bad for Dead by Daylight's look right now. Springtrap just came into the game, okay? And The Walking Dead just now recently, as I'm recording and editing this, just came out. Rick Grimes and Michonne. And which I love The Walking Dead. I am so glad it's in the game right now. But this is not looking good in the current state of Dead by Daylight. And I'm not really happy with this game right now. And I just want to express how I personally feel. Even though I'm probably a nobody to a lot of people on this, the internet and stuff like that. I just feel like it's fair for me to voice out my opinion because a lot of people have. And I want to voice out my frustration too. And shit like that, and why I don't want to play the game as much. And honestly, random comparison, but I don't know if anyone that's watching this plays R6, Rainbow Six Siege, but Siege X came out recently in the game, and it is in its most shittiest state as well. There's so many bugs, cheaters, etc. It seems like Dead by Daylight is going through the same fucking thing. And honestly, R6 and Dead by Daylight right now in their current states as I'm recording and editing this video are quite literally almost the same exact thing, just different like problems, but they're about the same thing at the same time, if that makes any sense, the way I'm phrasing it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, low-key, bro, I just wanted to make a short video. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but dude, there is so many problems with this game right now, it's not even funny. I don't understand why this game is in such a shitty state halfway through our health patch update. Okay, I don't understand why. It's pissing me off. Because I take a week or like 2 break, like 2 weeks, I think, something like that. All right, and I come back to the game because Rick Grimes came out like what yesterday, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I bought Rick Grimes. I didn't buy Michonne because it wasn't the same voice actor, and I'm like, okay, I don't really want her then because it's not the same voice actor. By the way, Michonne's voice is horrible. I know it's not really Behavior's fault, but they could have probably chose a better person in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion. Honestly, like, this is like so bad, honestly, because something I like noticed with this like Dead by Daylight patch is like, bro, I am getting so much like deja vu right now. Like, dude, I'm just thinking of like 2020 when Twins were first like released and Dead by Daylight was so fucking buggy because of the Twins patch. I'm not blaming it on the killer of the Twins itself, of course. But you know, it's pretty bad. Also, another thing, because this is a rant video, so I'm going to bring up random stuff out of the fucking blue, so just expect that. Dracula. Dracula's in a really weird state. For some reason, I don't know, I haven't played Dracula myself, but I've seen clips on the internet recently. Dracula can just boost out of the map or go below the map or something like that, depending on what he's doing with his ability or something like that. Which is another bug that exists, by the way, Behavior. You might want to check on that. I've already said this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. The Knight is still bugged. The Knight has been bugged. Houndmaster. I'm not a Houndmaster fan playing her or playing against her, but I do care about every killer in this game. Every killer deserves the same amount of respect when it comes to balancing them. The Houndmaster is quite literally unplayable. I've seen so many clips. The Houndmaster is quite literally unplayable as we currently speak. Most of the time, you can't even use the dog ability. I've even heard around the internet that the dog goes invisible for some reason. Which, why? What is happening with this game? Why are you seeing Dream Palettes as Xenomorph? That makes no sense. Like, genuinely. Like, bro, this is proof that Dead by Daylight does not give a shit. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about all the people that defend Behavior. I don't like Behavior, okay? I like Behavior for what they try to do sometimes. I understand that they do care about what the community thinks right now. And I do think they genuinely do care. But they're not really showing it. To me, what it looks like right now is they just look like hungry, greedy bastards that are trying to get big licenses so they can make money off you. Okay, my PC just gave me a notification. Nice. Anyways, but still, they're just trying to make money off you by the end of the day. And that's what it feels like, which obviously they're trying to make money off us. That is the most obvious part. Obviously, they're trying to make money off us. It's not really surprising. It's kind of what a company like Behavior should do. Like, they gotta make money somehow, right? To keep the game going, keep their company going, etc., etc. I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm just saying, just from a person that's been playing this game for 7 years now, this is a huge disappointment, honestly. And I just thought the current state of the game needed to be brought up. Yeah, I mean, it is so bad right now. And also, one thing, and this is not, like, I guess it is basically the current state of the game. And I know it's not bugs, but, you know, what makes this worse on top of the bugs right now is the current meta. Specifically when I'm playing Killer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this, and this is just opinion-based. I think the game, when it's a full Swift squad, or at least a 3-man, it is completely Survivor-sided when you're playing Killer. I think it's completely Survivor-sided. Now, if it's solo queue and you're playing Killer, it's a little bit different. It just depends how good the team is. But for the most part, it's usually Killer side at that point. But all I'm trying to say is that when I'm playing Killer, I usually go against really good survivors. Okay? Not always, but usually. And I play bad sometimes because I don't play the game as consistently as I used to because of the current issues that are going on right now and how I feel about Springtrap's power. And I did like Springtrap's power when it first came out, but the more I played it, the more I realized how bad it is, how bad the hitbox is, and it's such a fucking thin deal for some reason. It's a little fire axe. I understand the axe hitbox is, like, super accurate, but it feels so bad playing Springtrap, honestly, because he's such a weak killer. Opinion-based, by the way, but I do believe Springtrap's, like, high C tier and below B tier, and I think he needs some more buffs, low-key, just base kit-wise. But that's just opinion-based as well. But the current meta, like, Vigil... okay, these are the perks you're going to run into, right? Vigil, Sprint Burst, Life. I mean, you can't run Sprint Burst and Life together, but you get the point. Sprint Burst, Life, Dead Hard, Resilience, Deja Vu, Dramaturgy, Finesse. Perks like that, basically. That's all I see every game. Also throw in, like, Decisive, Off the Record. Perks like that I always see in the game. Which, Decisive, I do understand a little bit. It is completely understandable. But off the record can be used offensively. I'm not going to get into why. Sure, some of y'all understand, maybe not everybody understands because not everybody plays killer. But all I'm saying is that, you know, I keep running into the same shit every game. I don't run meta usually. I try not to. Maybe I like bring like something like Corrupt on Springtrap because Springtrap, like I said before, he's really weak and it really helps him out, especially with like lethal and stuff like that to get an early game. But again, his axe hitbox is really weird. And again, I'm not trying to make this about Springtrap. But this is a rant by the end of the day, so I am going to talk about what I want to talk about the current game state and how I feel and stuff like that. And it's like so bad, bro. There's not really much else I could really say. I mean, the game's in a shitty state. There's nothing really I can do about it, right? It's all in behavior's hands right now. There's probably at least 150 bugs, if not more, at least. And I'm not over exaggerating that. There's actually an insane amount of bugs, which some are minor, right? But I feel like the biggest bug in this game, especially on the killer side, which I haven't seen too many bugs on the survivor side, but mainly just on the killer side with killer abilities and stuff like that. I've already mentioned this earlier in the video. The fact that you can't start chase is a big deal. You cannot start chase until you like hit a survivor. Now, there is some games where you get into a game as killer and you don't see the problem. I've had those games. But if you're playing like an M1 killer, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Trapper, even though Trapper in a sense is also not an M1 killer at the same time, you get the point. He has a really weak ability, including like Legion and stuff like that, which this no chase mechanic kind of works with Legion because now guess what? Back in the day with Legion, you can just say, for example, you frenzy somebody and then you moonwalk towards them. And their min bar would go down, basically. And they would go down to the mending state. That used to be a thing back in the day with Legion. Guess what? Theoretically speaking now with the new bug, the chase bug, you can do it again. Which is fucking stupid. And you can also, if I remember correctly, I believe it's, oh yeah, the pig. I know the pig got some, buffs recently, which I actually tried out, and, she feels alright. And, yeah, pig, could do something similar as Legion. Except it's a lot more worse if you really think about it. So, as you know, when you put a head trap on somebody as pig, it activates from a generator being completed if they still have the head trap on their head by then. I gotta tell y'all something. When that head trap is going off with the chase glitch, you can constantly stay on them and not start chase, which is, I've seen it before, and I've seen certain clips, I believe. I don't have them, unfortunately, but I've seen certain clips on the internet, and you can start chase and just chase after them while like you cannot start chase whatsoever, and you could just get them killed by doing that. And there is going to be some cringe players that do that. I know there is going to be players that are going to try to do that because it's just the state of the game. It's what we've created. It's the shitty community that Dead by Daylight is. Sorry, but it's really dog shit. A lot of the content creators, and I know this is crazy coming from a guy with almost 100 subs, but I'm going to be honest, and it's just opinion-based. I don't like a lot of the content creators right now in the current space. I do like certain content creators. I like Otz, personally, which I know that's not really, probably not surprising, because Otz is really popular, but I like watching Otz and stuff like that. There's other YouTubers I prefer to watch, too, but a lot of YouTubers nowadays in the DBD community, like, I'm not going to name out anything, because if this video ever, like, somehow blows up, I don't want people to, like, I don't want to start drama, in other words. But yeah, I don't know. For the most part, it's like, it's in such a really bad, shitty state, and the meta makes it worse with these bugs. And honestly, if you're a new Dead by Daylight player, or if you're maybe not, let's say maybe you're not necessarily new, but you're thinking about coming back to Dead by Daylight, I'm going to go ahead and say this for you. Do not come back to Dead by Daylight. Don't come back. Now's not the time. It's in the most shittiest state. Do not come back. Also, just something to mention, and this is just a side tangent. When I was bringing up Springtrap earlier and how I think he's weak, I just want to bring up why he's weak real quick in this video. I am thinking about making a separate video to why I think Springtrap's shit when it comes to going against good survivors. Behavior, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are, can we remove the flashing on the doors? Because Springtrap has a short range ability. He needs as much distance he can gain on a survivor. And I know this is completely opinion-based, and some people are going to disagree with me. Fine, that's completely fair. On certain maps, maybe this would be kind of broken, but that's the map problem. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, hey, at least you have a chase bug going for you right now where you can bring back infinites. Because, again, with the chase bug, it is so important to have, or sorry, not to have, sorry, because Bloodlust 1, just Bloodlust 1, on like Michael Myers or Ghostface is extremely important, and damn, I was thinking about playing Ghostface until I found out about the chase bug, which, by the way, Ghostface is one of my mains, and Play With Your Food, if you don't already know, is a really good Ghostface perk. I can't even run that perk, because half the games it'll work and half the games it won't, because of the fucking chase bug. It makes the game completely unplayable. I don't know, like, I don't even know what else to say. All I can say is, if you are going to play Dead by Daylight, don't play M1 Killers. Simple as that. Just don't. Whatever you do, don't. Alright? And that's just my final suggestion right there. For if you are going to play Dead by Daylight right now, in its current state. Hopefully they do fix these bugs, which, I'm going to be realistic with y'all, they're probably not. It's behavior. Half the time they say they fixed the bug and they don't. Also, another side, well, it's not really a side tangent, it's just another bug. The spawning with survivors. I know there is a shrine of, or whatever it's called, that you can bring on the survivor side where you can, like, separate the spawns as survivor. I run into a lot of games when I'm running Lethal Pursuit, whatever killer I'm playing, right? And they don't bring that offering, by the way. I promise you, they never bring that offering. Hardly ever. For some reason, which probably will change in the future. But what I'm trying to say is that when behavior changes to where survivors spawn together, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Some games it works, and then some games it doesn't. They get spawned in a group of 3 and then 1, or a group of 2 and 2. Or they just... it's really weird, bro. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to fix that bug, too, where survivors are supposed to spawn together without even bringing the offer, like, say if they didn't, like, bring the offering where they get separated, but they still spawn separated from each other even without the offering, and apparently they were supposed to fix that, but they didn't fix it. Good old behavior, am I right? But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing much else to say. Massive disappointment. I've got nothing else to say besides this is a fucking clown show of a fucking video game, and I'm gonna be honest, whether I make videos consistently sooner or later or not, I'm going to making videos about other games because there's so many bugs to fix about this game right now. I might make another Dead by Daylight video, but just not based on gameplay. Definitely not. Just talking about a topic in Dead by Daylight, and I might consider doing these kind of videos more. If you guys like it, consider liking the video, maybe. Pretty please. Anyways, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else much to say. I think my closing thoughts overall is that behavior, please fix your game. That's really it. I'm not really asking much more besides you to fix your broken game. That has always been broken deep down inside, if we're being realistic here, because this game is running on a fucking string right now. A really thin string. It is bad. It's like a spider web. Just one thin spider web. Just a really weak one. That's what this game is running on right now. Now, I know I'm not a game developer by the end of the day, and I don't know what it's like, you know, to code games and stuff like that, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't give a flying fuck. They are a $1 million company that can't keep this game fucking straight. Do I need to say more? Genuinely. They make so much money off this fucking game, it's ridiculous, and they can't keep the game together. I'm done defending or giving behavior chances or letting them cook. I am just seriously done. Just fix the fucking bugs. Y'all are just, like, bad at your job at this point. Someone give me a Discord message. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing much else to say. Just behavior, please do your fucking job. Like, seriously, do your fucking job. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Please like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, I respect it. And my Discord's going off right now. But, yeah, I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Peace. Probably won't be Dead by Daylight, though. Sorry.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael! Help me!